mad.
I think it's going to work, mate.
He's never going to go for it.
He's going to go for it. I'm going to put in a good word for myself. I'm going to play for the Knights.
You're too old, mate. You're 30.
Hey, I've got that covered, mate. Don't you worry about that.
Liam, it still says you're 30.
Spent a lot of money on that, Nag.
And you look 40. You've got the hamstrings of a 90-year-old.
Be that as it may, Nag. I've got this, mate.
Well, there he is. You got one chance, Liam.
I'm taking it.
I think you're crazy.
Take it. G'day, Todd. How are you, mate?
Hey, mate. Good stuff.
Great. Have I got a proposition for you, Todd? Have a seat, mate. You ever thought about the running lines of a Ben Kennedy, the bulwark of a Brad Fittler, but in a 19-year-old body, mate? You thought about it?
That'd be great, yeah. I often think about it.
I'm right here, mate. I'm right here. Where do you put me in?
No chance. Where would I even play you?
Who's running the Oranges?
Oh, I've just got to take this.
It's not ringing, mate. I think that went well, mate.
G'day Knights fans, welcome to another episode of The Round Table. My name is Nagy, I'm here as always with my co-host Liam McNeil. Now Liam, no game this week, but there is an exciting show we have in store.
Absolutely. I'll be having the absolute pleasure of sitting down with Todd Lowry, under-20s Jersey flag coach, to find out who and what's lighting up the competition down there in the 20s.
We'll also be having a chat to Tony Abe, the strength and conditioning coach for the Newcastle Knights, to find out the injury updates after the Bulldogs clash.
And we'll be giving you a brief look at our signings tracker, which will be looking at our players that we've got signed for the remainder of 2018 and 2019, see how they're going in the NRL.
But right now we'll be throwing over to Nathan Ryan, our man in the know, for all the information inside the kingdom.
Yes, welcome to Knights HQ in what has been a very different week for the boys, being the bye round. Just the 2 training sessions here on the field, but they have been ripping and tearing, very physical training sessions ahead of our clash next week with Parramatta. Now, away from the football field, the boys have been very active in the community. The All Schools High School tournament happened at McDonald Jones Stadium over a 2-day event, and both boys, past and present, were active there to present the awards at the end of the tournament. Now, aside from the main group, our younger players have been out in the community working with Horizon to spread the message of rail safety to some of our local schools. So aside from community work and a bit of hard training, very much a lighter week inside Clubland. Now it's back to you at the round table.
Thanks, Nath. And now, Liam, we've got a very exciting news segment today.
We absolutely do. It's time to throw to Brent. He'll be looking at our signings tracker for all the news for 2019.
Thanks, guys. Really excited to be a part of the show. Now, each week we're going to give you an inside look on how our future Knights are going at their current clubs. Overall, a hugely successful round 16 for our future Knights, with Jesse Ramian and Edric Lee snagging a close win over the Warriors. Now, Ramian has had a killer season so far, scoring 9 tries in just 13 NRL games. With 34 tackle breaks this season, averaging nearly 3 a game, he'll add some serious strength to our backline next season. Now, Tim Glasby's impressive 97% tackle efficiency has warranted Origin 3 selection, and he will surely have a positive impact on the Knights squad next season. So in short, things are looking pretty positive for next season. Now back to you guys.
Cheers. Huge pleasure this week. We've got the coach of our Jersey flag side and Knights legend, Todd Lowry. Todd, thanks for coming on the show, mate.
Cheers, good to be here.
Mate, pleasure to have you. Now, Todd, mate, you grew up in Scone, came through the Newcastle Juniors, made your debut for the Knights. How good is it to be back at the red and blue, mate?
Yeah, good. I'm really, really happy to be involved back at the club. We sort of made the decision after being around that we're going to settle in Newcastle, and we've got some family around the area. And when I knew I was going to come back, the first thing I did was got in contact with the club to try and get back involved. And it was a few years ago now, and the club's been through a bit of a transition, but I'm stoked to be part of it, and hopefully I can help out and be part of the future as well.
Nice. Now, you've got a couple of under-20s really shining at the moment with Pasami Saulo, Brodie Jones playing the ISP reserve side. In your Jersey flag side, mate, have you got 3 blokes for us who real standouts, mate, who are going to have a big future at the club?
Probably, some guys that are, Bo Firma, who just signed with us this year from Queensland. He just made the Queensland 20 side, which are playing before the Origin next week. He's been one of our best all year and has been rewarded. Unfortunately, he's playing for Queensland, but
we can't have them all.
But he's been doing really well. Matty Croker's a Taree kid who he's sort of been involved in the system for a long time now, you know, he's going from strength to strength, and he's doing really well. Another guy who's been involved in the system who's only probably just started to kick in the last 6 months or so has been Tex Hoy. You know, he's again been part of the system, but he's been playing some really good footy for us when he's come in this year, and you know, I'm pretty sure he's just earned himself a new contract. So, you know, if you look at the 3 guys to look out for over the next couple of years, then there's certainly some that, you know, will be in the Knights colours for a little bit longer, hopefully, and you know, hopefully got good careers here.
Hey, with a name like Tex Hoy, sign him up for life, I reckon. I reckon just give him immortal status right now. That's brilliant.
Well, he comes from a famous Newcastle family, so hopefully...
it's run with Bat Hoy.
Yeah, that's him. So, you know, he's good Newcastle family, and you know, hopefully he can keep progressing through the grades, and you know, we see him running out here and before 25,000 people before not too long.
Beauty, mate. And you speak of progression, things are looking good in the junior ranks. We had Harold Matts, SG Ball, made it to week 3 of the finals. Jersey Flegg, you guys are leading the competition. It seems like the future's looking pretty bright up here, mate.
Yeah, and so it should be. You know, we're a very strong nursery for rugby league, so that's something that, you know, the teams may not have been as strong in the past over the last few years, but that's something that I know Brownie's really big on, and Darren Mooney, the football manager, and, you know, I was certainly strong on it myself. He's trying to, you know, get our junior pathway system to be big and strong, and, you know, with the junior nursery that we got, we should be winning competitions every year in the juniors, you know. So if we, that's certainly our goal, and we're going well this year. But you know, while the progression is to play in first grade, I think, you know, us as a club, we should be pretty well winning competitions every year at some form of the juniors. So that's you know, it's what I'm striving to achieve, and I know the other guys that are involved in the junior system are certainly looking for that.
Mate, that sounds brilliant. You heard it here first. The future's bright and the future's red and blue. Todd Lowry, mate, Jersey Flegg coach, thank you for coming on the show.
Cheers, guys. Thanks for having me.
Time for our weekly injury update with physical performance manager Tony Ayub. Tony, on the weekend, a number of troops going down injured. Let's start with Kalen Ponga. How's his hamstring?
Yeah, not too bad. Look, unfortunately for us, you know, he's got at least a grade 1 plus hamstring strain. But, you know, he's had regular treatment over the last couple of days. He's worked pretty hard and he's certainly improved in the last 48 hours. So, you know, we're hopeful it's only going to be you know, possibly about a 3-week thing. But we'll just play it by ear and see how he goes over the next few days.
Terrible news for Slade Griffin, out for the season. Can you give us the details around exactly what happened to his knee?
Yeah, look, unfortunately, it's probably one of the worst ones I've seen. You know, in the last couple of years, we've had two virtually dislocated knees, one last year with Dave Barner and now this one with Slade, and it's just so unfortunate. But yeah, he's got a fair bit of damage. He's re-torn through the ACL graft. He's got virtually nothing left in his lateral joint line at the moment. All the ligaments and the capsule, the lateral meniscus, a chondral defect, you know, just the worst possible news for him. You know, you look at the way he works and how positive he is and how hard and professional he is, there's no doubt if someone's going to come back, it's going to be him.
On a positive note, Mitchell Pearce on the verge of returning. Does it look like he's all clear for Parramatta?
Yeah, look, he's had his first full session today. There was no restrictions. He got through the session. He's pretty confident. You know, he's gone in and he's doing everything in the gym that we ask of him and some, which is good. You've got to try and pull him back. He's just so positive and so professional in his approach. Yeah, I've got no doubts that, you know, he's got another couple of sessions this week and then a full week next week. The way it's looking, there's definitely going to be some positive news. He's definitely going to play round 19 and if we can get him up for round 18. Now, and really the ultimate decision will be with him.
And finally, the other one we're hoping to get back, potentially round 18, is Daniel Safidi. How's he travelling?
Yeah, look, he's ticked a few boxes. He's actually run a little bit quicker than we thought. I've got to get in contact with the surgeon. We haven't gone back to see him for a follow-up. But look, Daniel's really positive. He's been hopping and jumping, you know, when he shouldn't have been, and that's a positive sign. Usually when they've got some issues, you know, they'll tell you. But looking at him in the gym and what he's done out in the field in the last couple of, you know, few days, he's going to have another run tomorrow and then again on Friday, you know, while the boys got a few days off and stuff. And then hopefully if he gets through those 2 decent sessions, you know, we might look to toss him into some skills next week. But again, he's one that we're definitely going to play round 19. And it's one of those ones, if we get it wrong, it's going to be some dire consequences with it. So we just got to make sure we tick the right boxes and just go through the process and see what he's like next week.
All right, guys, I know repeat set this week, but we've got a special treat for you. We have the sneak peek into the documentary of Mitchell Pearce's recovery with the full video to be released on Monday afternoon.
I've been really lucky with injuries. I haven't had too many, and I can't really complain.
From what we see on the scans, we're still looking at about 12 to 14 weeks.
Oh no, Mitchell Pearce, he is done for the night.
A bit nervous for the surgery. I've never had surgery before. Everyone says that you don't remember much, so I'm just keen to get this shoulder ready to go. So can't wait to get under the knife and get out of there. Yeah, 3 weeks out of surgery. It's recovered really well. Basically, just going to slowly start getting back into a bit of weights and get back to the big man I am.
And you can find the full version of that video on the Knights website on Monday afternoon.
Well, that's another episode of the Round Table, done and dusted. It's in the books. But for your chance to sign up your kids ages 6 to 12 for the McDonald's Future Clinic, now is your opportunity. newcastleknights.com.au, and it's hosted.
It'll be hosted by Kalen Ponga and Connor Watson.
Yeah, so a great opportunity for your kids to go and mix it with the first graders.
Thanks very much for watching, guys. Enjoy the bye week, and until then, go your mighty Knights.